Hola clase. Hoy aprenderemos los verbos irregulares en el futuro. We've already learned about the regular verbs in the future tense, so today we're just going to learn about some of the irregular verbs that are in the future tense. Like I said before, the nice thing about the future tense is there are no stem changers. So you don't even have to worry about stem changers. You just need to know your regular verbs and your irregular verbs. The other nice thing is there are only 12 irregular verbs in the future tense. So once you know those, you're good to go. This year, we're going to take a look at just 5 of those irregulars in the future tense. Okay, so here's the 5 irregular verbs that we're going to look at in the future tense. We've got poner, which means to put or to place, salir, to leave, tener, to have, venir, to come, and valer, to be worth or to cost. Now, a couple things that you can do to help memorize these verbs. There are 5 of them, and they all have 5 letters. So that will maybe help you recognize them. And then I also put an acronym here for you that might help PSTV squared. And so the P stands for poner, S for salir, T for tener, and then the V squared for venir and valer. Okay, here's what these irregular verbs look like when you conjugate them in all 6 forms. So I'll just do the first one here so you can hear what it sounds like. Poner would be pondré, pondrás, pondrá, pondremos, pondrés, and podrán. We're going to look at patterns in the next slide, and you'll see that these verbs are actually not all that difficult to form. Even though they are irregular, they do have some things in common that will make them really easy to learn. Okay, so I want you guys to see that there's really only 2 things that you need to do to these verbs in order to conjugate them to match any subject that you might have. So the first thing that you do is you just replace the last vowel with the letter D. So if you look down at my ejemplo here with the verb poner, you'll see that I took the verb poner, I got rid of the E, and I added the letter D in its place. So that's the first thing I do. And then the second thing that I do is I just add the regular ending that I would for a regular verb. So if I'm wanting to say yo, then I just add an E with the accent mark over it. So I end up with pondré. And I can do that for whoever I'm talking about. If it's we, it'd be pondremos. If it's they, it'd be pondrán. So it's really easy. You do these 2 steps with all of the verbs. Here's just a quick reminder of your endings. Since irregular verbs still take the same endings as the regular verbs, these are what we've learned already. So as, a, hemos, es, and on. So let's look at some examples. Here I have the sentence yo poner el pollo en el horno. So we just need to conjugate our verb poner in the blank here. So we're going to look at the verb, and we know that we just need to get rid of that E. And we're going to change it to a D. So when we write that out, we get PONDR. Then we're going to look at our subject. We know that our subject is yo, so we know that our ending for that in the future tense is an E with the accent mark over it. So we end up with yo pondré el pollo en el horno. And this sentence means I will put the chicken in the oven. Here's another example. Tu salir de tu casa con tu amigo. And our verb is salir, which we know is an irregular. So we're going to start by just getting rid of that I there. And we're going to replace it with a D. So our stem, if you want to call it that, ends up looking like this. We're going to go back then and look at our subject, which is tu. We know that whenever our subject is to, the ending is going to be AS with an accent mark over the A. So we add that ending and we end up with tú saldrás de tu casa con tu amigo. You will leave your house with your friend. Okay, so for our next example, we have el león valer una fortuna. We're going to get rid of the E and we will rewrite this, replacing the E with the D. We'll go back and look at our subject, which is león. That's pretty much like saying he or she. So ella, usted. For that, the ending is an A with an accent mark. So our verb ends up being valdrá. This sentence would read, el león valdrá una fortuna. So the lion will be worth a fortune. Here we have the sentence, nosotros tener tres tortugas. So we're going to go ahead and rewrite our verb. We'll get rid of the E and add a D. And we'll look at our subject, which is nosotros. And we know that the ending for that is hemos. So now we have nosotros tendremos tres tortugas. We will have 3 turtles. The last example that I have for you guys today is ellos venir a Venezuela este año. And all we're going to do is take venir, get rid of the I. We end up with ven. And then we're going to look at ellos. We know that our ending is an with an accent mark over the A. Ellos vendrán a Venezuela este año. They will come to Venezuela this year.